Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be working on the wood splitter again. We split some wood with it in the last video that we made with the splitter, and we were having a little problem with it. It ran great, it split wood great. There was not a problem with all that. We were just having a little issue with maybe after 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so, the engine would start dying and end up turning off because I think it was starving for fuel, because I could go over and pull the choke, you know, a little bit and activate it, and it would run a little while longer and then eventually die. So I think it was a fuel related issue, not air or spark. So what I decided, since this is so old, we're gonna pull this tank off and check it out, and we're gonna pull this little fitting off and see what's going on inside of there, and see if we can figure this out. So I pulled the fuel line off that I had going over to the carburetor. I checked the little fuel filter; it wasn't even dirty. So I think the issue is back in here, because when I drained the gas out of the gas tank, it ran out really slow. So let's go ahead and see if we can pull this off and figure out the problem. I pulled this fitting off, and it had a little bit of trash in it, but it was not the problem. So let's see what this looks like inside of here. Oh yeah, there you go. See all that gunk in there? So I think that was kind of what the problem was. Oh yeah, look at it all. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna take this apart and kind of dull that up a little bit and go from there. So it looks like this was a compression fitting or something, or a shut off. It looks like that's what it was at one time, but it's been wrung off. So maybe I'll just try to get down inside of there with something small and work it out. But yeah, that's completely clogged up. Yeah, see it all coming out of there? Oh, what? Oh, hey, that got it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to call that good. That got cleaned out. Let's go put it back on. There we go. Well, we got the hose back on. We got this tightened up. Got the little adapter, the little hose adapter tightened up. Got the valve closed off. I don't have it hooked up here yet. So what I'm going to do is pour this gas back in here without spilling everywhere. Okay. So let's see how it flows now. Oh yeah, much better. Look at that. Beautiful. It was just a small trickle coming out of there earlier. And I think what was happening was when the float was calling for fuel by the engine using gas, the float drops, and the needle valve opens, which allows the gas from the supply to come in and fill up the float, which is inside of here. Well, there wasn't enough fuel supply coming from here because of the clogs in the valve, and it was starving for fuel after it ran for long enough. So I'm going to go with that. Hopefully it's not the float sticking, because then I'd have to rebuild the carburetor. And if I do, it's not a big deal. I've done that before, so it's easy to do. You just get the parts. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start this up and warm it up, and I'm going to go ahead and change the oil while I've got it sitting right here. I probably ran it a good 10 hours, but the oil that was in it was so dirty. I think when I put this fresh oil in it, it got pretty dirty pretty fast because it was picking up a lot of contaminants that was left in there. So let's get this thing fired up. Now, I haven't started it in probably 3 months, 2 months. So let's see what happens. I really don't know, but we're gonna find out. It's going again. All right. We ran it for about 5 minutes or so, got it nice and hot, and didn't have any trouble out of it. So I think we found the problem and got it fixed. I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil while we're here. You know, because we're here and it's hot and it looks kind of grody. So I love using these. I might have said this before, but love using these old laundry jugs for oil to transport it to the auto parts store to dump it, or to capture it from the lawn mowers. A couple of the mowers have a nice spout like this on it, so this just goes right in there. A lot easier than a big pan. So yeah, pretty much just drain the oil out and put some fresh stuff in there. I think I'm going to use synthetic Rotella 5W40. I use that a lot in my small engines. It's a full synthetic heavy duty engine oil, and it works well in the winter time and the summertime on these small engines. So that's nice because we use the wood splitter year round. It's not just a winter or summer affair. So we'll get back with you in a minute when we go to filling it up. I'll let you know how much it took. I'm not sure. Probably a quart, if I had to guess. I just kind of put it in there until it looks right. On these Briggs & Stratton engines, you'll see the little fill plug here at the bottom of the threads is where the engine is full of oil. So that's how you actually check it. But they do a really nice job because you can't really overfill it because it's right there. So if you even dump more oil in it than it needs, it'll just overflow. We got the oil drained out and put the cap back on the little drain thing, and it looks like it held about a quart or so, whatever is in there. Here's the fill port. There's, on these Briggs, these old Briggs at least, there's always two. One on that side, one on this side. That one's sometimes hard to get to because the starter's in the way, but this side's nice and open. Using my handy dandy flow tool, super funnel again. And if you look down inside of here, you'll see the threads, and that's where Briggs & Stratton recommends filling it to, is the bottom of the little threads. So let's just start putting some in there, see what happens. Alright, that looks pretty good. If you want to kind of get down in there, you can see what I was talking about the at the bottom of the thread. You can kind of see the oil shaking a little bit. That's it. That's full. That's how you check check it and fill it. So, all right, we're gonna start it up, run this fresh oil around in there a little bit, and call it good. Probably put a little gas in it. It's pretty much empty now. Actually, might run the gas out of it. Might just let it run. But yeah, because that's old gas. You saw how nasty it looked anyways. So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna do that. Thanks for watching. This thing has really been a trooper. It's been a great piece of equipment and a great investment for us for the farm. So look forward to seeing you next time.